Okay, so I was asked if I could do from a UK/English point of view, the Selphy Canon 1200. So I recently got this, and basically, or I got this yesterday, I should say, technically. Or I got the paper yesterday. I've had it for about a week. And it was so very, very easy to set up. Don't know how easy it's going to be set up one-handed, but I've just broke my tripod, so for now we're going to have to film in this really awkward way. So it was really simple to set up, and there are hundreds of videos out there on how to set it up. Basically, you get an ink cartridge which has exactly enough ink for the amount of paper, which it fits exactly really nicely in the side here. You get the paper, which you load into the paper tray, which was dead easy to load into the paper tray. You open the paper tray and insert it into the front of the printer. You turn the printer on once you've plugged it in. You can buy a battery pack for this. I found to turn it on, give it a couple of seconds to actually turn on. And now, awkwardly, I'm going to print from my phone. It is quite noisy. I don't remember anybody else's being noisy. So yeah, setting it up to the internet was quite easy. It has these buttons here. And I literally just went into the menu, and it has the option for Wi-Fi settings. And it has like a local connection or over your Wi-Fi, so you can set this to your router so anybody on your network can print, or you can set it up to use your own phone specifically and connect to that. So if you connect your phone directly to this, your phone will connect to this little thing up here. A direct connection will show on screen. And then my phone is not connected to the internet. I cannot get online and access online internet things while I'm connected to this printer. So there are hundreds of reviews and setups and thoughts and all that kind of stuff. So I am going to do a slightly different review. And that is using the app PhotoGrid, which is a free app, to make my pictures for my printer, and then I will be back to show you an overall printing and give you my thoughts on it. Okay, so basically in the Google Play Store we are going to type in PhotoGrid, and it is this one here at the top, which is PhotoGrid, Collage, something or other, and it is installed. It is free. It's a free application. So we're going to click on that, and then you would install if you hadn't installed it already, which I obviously have. So I'm going to open the app itself, which looks like this. They've actually changed it now, so it has this weird Instagram type thing where you can share your photos directly to a live feed. I don't have any followers. I don't follow anyone. I don't do this. I just use the app for the editing thing. So if we go to this little plus button in the middle, it literally opens up. You can see that there's a thing for recent photos, that there's the grid, an editor, Twinkle does something else, a slideshow of your video, your photos put to a video, film strip, that's pretty cool. Film strip, if you select a couple of pictures, next, it automatically film strips them for you, and it just does a long film strip like you would get if you went to like a photo booth thing. So here we are, basically we go back to the main screen, and here. So what we actually want for this, even though the other things are really tempting, is we want the grid feature. On grid, we can select as many pictures as we like. For the purpose of this, you could go into recent and you can look through recent pictures, camera, Facebook, any of the folders that you have on your phone that contain photos. And what I'm going to do is I am going to use these 4 pictures, which are my artwork that I did last year. and you can see it automatically puts them into like a 4-grid thing. Now what we can do is we can go down to the layout button, which is this button in the bottom corner down here, and we can select different layouts for these images. So we can arrange them like so, and there are some quite funkier designs towards the end, so your images end up in something like this, and then of course you can move your images around as you please. I'm going to go back to this, the 4-grid, and then we're going to select the ratio. Now the Selphy printer, which is the printer that I'm using, or the Canon Selphy CP1200, and the photos come out as 4:6. So obviously half of 4 is 2 and half of 6 is 3. So you want the 2:3 selection. Now this itself right here is just perfect for printing. You've got to remember you're going to lose a tiny little bit at the top of the picture and a tiny little bit at the bottom. So you might want to leave some white space, or you might want to leave it as it is. And what we can do is go to borders. So this button that says borders, and we can make it so it's completely borderless. Yep, that's completely borderless now. And you can kind of see some of the borders that I put into my own artwork. Or you can make it really big border around the outside. So if you wanted to try and allow yourself for that little bit of extra space. Or you can all around select yourself some extra space depending on how you want this. I'm actually going to go borderless for this one. And then all you have to do is literally on screen is stretch your fingers around on top of the image. So put 2 fingers on top of the image and then spread them out. I'm pretty sure you know how to zoom in and out. And if you say you do this and you want it back to full size, you can just double click and it will fit to box, or it will fit the whole image to box. So I'm just gonna, what am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna zoom in just slightly enough to try and get rid of the excessive border that I put on my artwork. So I'm happy with that one. I'll move it down just a little bit. Oh, that's a bit too much. Still a bit too much. Oh, over. There we go. This one, I think I'm happy with how that turned out. This one, I want to enlarge and bring it down slightly. And this one can't come any further down. I might swap those two around just so we don't lose any of the crow in the Clara picture. So now I've got my images as I like them. We can go along and we can use extra things. So we can add stickers, which, as you saw, there was an option to buy some others, but it comes with some, you can get more, I think, yeah. See, there's like stickers that you can put on, so if you select one and you go into it, and then you can move it wherever you like. You can make it bigger, you can angle it, you can do whatever with it, or you can delete it like that. And there's the text feature, so you can add text wherever you want or not. And the same with the resizing. We already did the borders. And there's also this frame option. So if you go into the borders at the bottom and see at the side it says frames, so you can add frames to it. So this has just totally messed up everything I just did with the sizing thing. But you can see it's got some funky stamp edging, which is great, or round edges, or none at all. Set all that back to how it was. There we go. We have a filter. It comes with some really nice, quite nice, already built-in filter selections. It doesn't take too long. Let's see, what else is there? Christmas. And we've got snow, and well, that's quite pretty. I actually really quite like that. but we're not going to do that. We're going to go back to the original and leave it alone. Also in filter, there was this brightness adjust level, so you can adjust brightness, darkness, color. Probably should put that back in so we can see the color. So you can play around with that kind of a thing. And I forgot, and also if we click on here and we click the, oh, how do we undo? I've forgotten how we turn the filter off. Original. Selfie original. There you go. So if we go, if you don't like what you did here, you can go to filter, selfie original. There we go. So we're back to how it was before. Then backgrounds, you can change the background if you did have a border, so you solid color or one of these patterns. And I believe you can download and or purchase more. There's a draw feature, so you can literally draw on the screen. I'm doing this with my left hand for I don't know what reason, but there you go. And you can change the size of your line, you can change the color, you can erase, make it the big eraser, or you can clear. So, and then OK at the top. You can add an image, but I don't want to do that because that will literally add an additional image to my collage, which I don't want. So I'm just going to hit back. Also, when you click on the actual one of the actual squares or one of the photos you loaded into the collage, you get these additional things. So you can hit the swap button, which you can move the image to a different square. There's fill out, so it fills it. There's crop, so I'm assuming you know what that does. Again, filter, so you can just filter that one picture instead of the whole thing as you saw before. Retouch is very straightforward. You can blemish, brighten, smooth. It's very photo editing, and this is a free app, which everything you've seen thus far is free, and that's why I really love this. It's free. There's the mosaic thing, which I haven't really played with the mosaic thing, but I imagined it would just pixelate, which is great if you have, like, say, you've taken a picture of your journal for Instagram or your planner for Instagram and there's words on it you don't want people to see. You can literally do this until people can't see exactly what those words were. So cancel at the top. And then you can delete the image, making it a 3-picture collage, and it will resize itself to fit 3 pictures. You can clip the photo, you can rotate it 90 degrees or just 10 degrees and keep rotating it just 90 or just 10 degrees. You can mirror the image, you can flip the image, you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can move it left, you can move it right or up and down if you don't want to do it manually. Say this picture, I just can't just get it right, so we could move it like that. And I think that's all. So once you've got your image and you're actually happy with your image, you can go into next. And this will give you an option of how you want to save it. So I don't click this don't remind me again because sometimes I like to have the .png. But if you're printing on the selfie, you need to make sure that it's a JPEG. Doesn't matter about this bit. This is set to the highest quality photo it possibly can be set at. But this bit needs to be set to JPEG. Otherwise, when you come to do the printing on the Canon app, it doesn't recognize your picture if it's a .png. Okay, so it needs to be set as a JPEG. And then you just hit save. And it'll take a little minute depending on how many how many filters and drawings and stickers and whatever else you added to your image. And then you will get this page. So you can write something and share it to that board which I showed you in the beginning. You could also share it to Facebook or Twitter or even Instagram with a direct share link. And then it obviously has some advertisements because, as we said, this is a free app. There's other places you can share it to, like WhatsApp Messenger, Skype, and a few others. And then there's just some sort of bump stuff, which, like us on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. But your image is now saved. You don't need to do anything more from here. You can exit out the app completely, or you can hit home and you can do another image if you like. So, since we have done that, I'm going to hit home and I'm just going to show you in gallery itself that we have made this photo now. And this is now the exact size for the selfie printer. Now, if you weren't doing this for the selfie printer, you might need to change the sizes, the ratio, the layout, all that kind of stuff. But I am specifically talking about the selfie printer. So you've got our image, and my printer isn't on right now, but you would go to the Canon print app. I hope it's not going to prompt me that every time. And then you will go to photo print. The bottom down here is select our image, hit the print button, and it will come up here at the top. Now, as I said, my printer is not plugged in, it's not switched on right now, but I will be switching this on in a moment and printing out this image and showing you how this worked out for me and how it comes out. Looks quite stunning, and I will continue with the Canon Selphy review. Okay, so I do remember the last time I actually used this camera because I use my phone camera for everything, so I apologise. So we want to get our phone. This one's got my very cute Cubone picture. I didn't paint it, but I do like it. You just saw me make our photo collage in the app PhotoGrid. Then we want to download our Canon printer. So I just put in Canon printer or Canon Selphy or something like that into the app store, and this little icon popped up, and this is the one we want to download. So once this opens, it will show us all our pictures, some past pictures, whatever, all of the pictures. You have this option to go into this folder up here and open different folders, but no need because the picture I want is right here. So we clicked on that and it is now selected. You can tell by the little tick on it, and you want to hit the button that says print. So once you've got the print button, we should be connected to our printer. It'll say so right here. Yep, that's the one. And then basically I don't need to edit it or anything. It is exactly as I wish it to be. And so we will hit the print button. So hit the print button. It will come up with a print preview. So this is our image, and it'll say preparing for printing. And this camera is rubbish. Communication with the printer devices. Okay, well, it was connected. So let's just check what Wi-Fi. Thank you. Yeah, it's now connected to the printer because for whatever reason it disconnected. So let's just go back in. Yes, it's connected. Bear with me just a second. Okay, so then we've got this, and we literally want to hit the print button. It will then load this and say preparing for printing. Our screen over here has now lit up and it says busy, and you can see that the phone is talking to the printer and it has these little symbols. I'm sorry for the light and the glare. I'm trying to do this as best as I possibly can. And we do have to wait. And this is going to be real time, because you wanted a real-time review. So we will just wait and continue to wait and wait some more. Oh, there is paper in it. Okay. I hadn't quite pushed the paper in properly. So as I said, this makes quite a noise. Still doing the phone. And on screen it is now come up with this on printing, and it did the yellow and we nearly missed it. So, and this is a thermal printer, so it prints in RGB. It actually prints the yellow, then it prints the red, and then it does the cyan over the top, which makes it real colour. And then it adds a protective film over the top, which makes it last for supposedly 100 years, completely waterproof and all that jazz, great for scrapbooking and scrapbooking projects. Supposedly we can touch this straight away, but I'm one of those panicky people who want to give it a little second or so. So let's go back to the phone. We can now see the printing status is complete, so we hit OK. And we have a choice to print other things or what have you, but we are now done with the printing. So I am just going to exit completely out of this application. I'm now going to grab this, which I am overly pleased. And I'm going to switch to my phone because I don't reckon this camera is picking up the quality of this at all. Okay, so I'm hoping that we can get the best quality possible and that you will be able to see maybe just how good this looks. It looks so much better in person, let me tell you. It really, really does. So as I said before, these are my artworks that I did last year, that I painted. So we did lose a little bit of the top of Snape's head and a little bit of the glove on Bowie's hand, but I'm okay with that. It didn't cut off my signatures at all on any of them, and I'm fine with it. So let me try and prop you up a little bit. So once propping, it will fall. I know it will. So there's these bits here, and if you've seen anyone else's review, they literally just snap off. So bend it backwards, bend it forwards, and that is snapped off. And the same at the other side. So bend it backwards and forwards, and these little bits are just so that the printer itself has something to grab onto while it's doing your printing. And we are done. So let me just pick up my phone again and show you that. So then I can cut those four down to 4, and they are 2x3s. And I quite like them. So that's that. So let's do a quick food for thoughts. I like it. I kind of wish it printed a little bit faster. Compared to my actual printer, which is an Epson something or other, it is amazing. My Epson is rubbish. It takes forever to print, prints things wonky, doesn't print right. It is not something that I would recommend to anyone particularly. But the Canon Selphy, I'm very, very happy with. I'll insert some prints of some pictures that I did that I've put into my planner that I'm journaling with. And that was the point of what I wanted this for. I really like how this has turned out. It's a great sample that I can carry around. I like that it has the SD card function, so I can put an SD card in there. And it also on the side here has USB and micro USB for similar and same printing options. So you can print from your phone, from your camera, from a USB, from your PC. There are a number of different ways, including tablet and other things. So this is an Android that I'm using thus far, and I actually got this printer currently in the UK. They are about £120 plus in the shops. It is the latest version, and the guy was selling them for £100 simply because the boxes were a bit damaged, and by a bit damaged I mean very, very minimal damaging. I hope I can just grab this. It was this kind of damage on the corner. So the box isn't 100% pristine because of these kind of corners. So he was selling them off at £100. He had 2 left. I made him an offer of 85. He accepted. There was postage options of free postage from Royal Mail, which I selected because I wasn't going to pay more money. And there was a £7 something, and he would send it via courier. And he actually sent it via courier anyway, even though I didn't pay for courier. And it was a next day delivery, overnight shipping, which I was really impressed with. It didn't come with any ink or paper. I had to buy that separately, and I bought that from a seller in the January sales. I believe that seller's now sold out, and there was a lot of complication who, after I received it, told me that they'd run out, even though I'd already received it. They're not getting any more in. Yeah, but anyway, so I bought the 108 papers, which comes with 3 packs of paper, 3 ink cartridges, and there is enough ink exactly for each piece of paper. So you don't need to, so you can't print like 109 with 3 print or ink things. It literally has to be like perfect paper to ink ratio. As I said before, it's a thermal printer. I'm very impressed with the quality. I'm very, very impressed with the overall ease of use. I don't really have very much else to say. It was dead easy to set up, dead easy to use, and I hope that this dead long video has not bored you to death. So, enjoy. Any questions or anything I will more than happily answer, but from a UK, England point of view, I really love this. I think it's a great alternative to, like, say, the Fuji Instax or other photo printing printers or camera printers or pocket printers. Price wise, this paper works out at about 8 to 9p per thing, but if you can get 4 images on one thing, like that cost me 8p to have that, which I think works out really great. And that's the general retail full price. Like, because I got it on sale, it probably works out more like 5p for mine, but even so, at the end of the day, I think that's a really good price. It's something to add to my journaling. I don't really cheap on my journaling supplies anyway. I was looking at getting like an Instax printer or a Fuji film something or other, or some kind of camera thing for doing this, and then I figured that they were a bit pricey, and then the paper was expensive, especially like the Instax ones, because I think you only get like 20 pictures, 20 small pictures, and it's something like £20, or it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous price in my opinion, and I figured that's not something I'm willing to pay. It's just not. Then when I saw this, I was like, this is what I need. I haven't got or used anything other than a regular inkjet printer, so I have nothing to really compare it to, but I am really impressed with this quality and everything. So I'm sorry for how shaky this is. Hopefully it helps someone, and as I said, any questions, please leave them below. I will leave some information in the doobly doop below, and have a nice day. Bye.